So what do you guys think of the setup here? I'm trying to play around with my different setups now that we're stuck in quarantine at home. I know I always work from home. I have my home studio, my home office. It's just over in that room over there, but I felt kind of like bored of just always filming in the same spot right now. And I will be giving a bit of a makeover to that room over there. I have partnered up with a cool company that's gonna help me out with a few things, which I'll be talking about at a future date. But in the meantime, I figured, let's get creative. I brought you into my living room today. So hopefully you enjoy this change of scenery. And I don't know, I like the lighting here. Nice big window right beside me. So I figured this would be a perfect, cool spot to be able to film this tutorial video for you guys. So anyway, let's get to today's video and this awesome tutorial for you guys. Let's get to it. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Alex Perri, and I'm a filmmaker and content creator from Toronto, Canada. And before we get started, it would be much appreciated if you would hit that subscribe button right down there right below. And also while you're at it, don't forget to hit that little bell notification icon to get notified every single time I drop new videos like this one. Trust me, you're not gonna regret it. Also while you're at it, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at AlexSPerri. I post a lot of cool content on there as well, and it's a great way to get in touch with me if you want to talk about anything related to editing, filmmaking, cameras, content creation, whatever it is. Just shoot me a message on there, and I'll be sure to answer. But enough of that stuff, let's jump right into today's topic of how you can get more likes on your Instagram photos by getting a little bit creative with it and using this drawing technique on your photographs. So, you want to know how to get more engagement, more interaction, more likes, follows, shares, all that fun stuff on your Instagram posts? You can do it pretty easily. Now, this isn't going to be one of those like crazy hack things where it's like, it's going to work every single time. You got to get creative with what you're doing. That's just key in everything you do. And some things are going to be hit and miss, right? Like not everything's going to work out. But if you use this cool hand-drawn technique to put these cool elements on your photographs, I can almost guarantee you're gonna start getting more likes and more traction on your photographs. Take a look. So I posted this photo on my Instagram account, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, and it was a pretty simple photo. It's just me up against a plain backdrop. It's like a white or gray background, and I'm just holding my camera rig out. Now, yeah, I think my camera rig looks pretty cool, but it's by no means the best camera rig out there. There's lots more cool cameras out there and camera rig build-outs than mine. But I love it, and I wanted to show it off and share it with my following. But I feel like if I just posted it just as is, it wouldn't necessarily have gotten the same traction that it did. Now, normally, I don't get this type of interaction and this type of engagement on my photos. You'll notice I got 517 likes, 16 comments, 9 shares, and 65 saves. So that is quite a bit of important information right there. So I think when people are saving and sharing your content, as well as obviously liking and commenting on it, that is what Instagram looks at, and that's what they consider to be valuable content. So you're more likely to get your photo posted on the Explore screen so other people can find and see your content. That said, when you compare my, I'd say, more average type engagement, likes, comments, all that, on Instagram, I'm probably in around the 200 range for likes. I don't have a really big account right now, don't have a huge following, so for me that's pretty normal. So when I start getting, up into 500 or 600 for likes, and I get, 30, 40, 50, 60 shares from my photograph or even saves, that's when I know that I'm doing something right. So as you can see, this photo did a lot better, and I truly do think it's because of this whole Sharpie hand-drawn type text and the arrows and elements that I put on this photograph. So if you get creative with this concept, if you start playing around with different ideas using these elements and using those design principles to your photographs when you're posting them on Instagram, it could help you out in getting more engagement, getting more likes, and getting more eyes onto your content. So if you're a filmmaker and you want to start sharing more of your content, I know this is once again not a film or video tutorial, but I've been using this to promote a lot of my stuff lately, and it's definitely helping. So more people are finding my content, which ultimately leads them to my YouTube channel to watch my videos. So for me, it's a win-win, and I want to share this with you guys. So we're gonna get right to it. All right, so here we go. So we have our photo opened up in Photoshop. So as you can see, I've already edited this photo the way I want to in terms of the lighting, the exposure, the coloration to it. So this photo is exactly as I want it to be right now. So now we're gonna wanna start adding on the text elements to this. So you can do this in one of two ways. If you have a tablet that you can plug into your laptop or computer, you can just get the brush tool and you can just make sure it's set to something that's a little bit of a harder brush and make it nice and small. And then you would, with the tablet, you know, write out words. But the second way, which I think is probably easier if you're not necessarily skilled at lettering or writing, or you know, you just have pretty crappy handwriting, use a font. So we're gonna use a font that looks like it was written with like a Sharpie marker. So you can just go to Google and you can search for something like Sharpie font, but I actually found one that was called Lorem Ipsum. So we're gonna go ahead and download this font. Okay, so now that we're back in Photoshop, we're going to hit T or click on the little T icon here to bring up the text tool, and you can just click on your photo anywhere you want. So I'm gonna start off with one of the first things here, which is my monitor. So I'm gonna just type in Field World MA7. We're gonna select all of our text. We're going to increase the font size so we can see it. And we're gonna go on over to our font and we're gonna search for Lorem Ipsum. So it popped up, we're gonna choose it. And there you have it. That is our first piece of text. So then what you can do is you can resize it, you can move it around. You want to just place it somewhere near that item since we're going to be labeling in our photo what each item is. So if you hit Command or Control T, you can scale your text down, you can rotate it. So I don't like to have it all very straight, just like as it's naturally typed out, because it doesn't really look too organic that way. So if you rotate them, if you resize them, so all the different text isn't exactly the same size, this will look a lot more natural and organic, as if you had just like written it by hand, because there's no way in hell you're gonna get all your letters to look exactly the same, exact same size, perfectly straight. So you want this to look natural, as if you just drew on this with your hand. So I'm gonna leave that something like that, and we're gonna hit OK. Okay, next we're going to find another one of the objects in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Tilta Matte Box. So I'm gonna click on another spot in the frame here and type in Tilta Matte Box Mini. Okay, so now we're gonna Command or Control T that again, rotate it a little bit the other way. I'm gonna shrink this down a little more, hit OK, go back to the Move tool, and I'm just gonna reposition that. All right. Then we'll go for the next item, and that will be my Sigma lens over here. So I'm gonna click over here and type in Sigma 30mm 1.4. Command or Control T, rotate it again a little bit. This one I'm gonna leave at that size, just to have a bit of variety here. Okay, so we're gonna move this over like that. And the next item I'm gonna say is my small rig cage. So once again, click in a different spot, small rig cage, rotate, shrink it down a bit, and we'll move it like so, right over there. Perfect. So we've listed off the main components in our photograph here with this handwritten Sharpie type font, and now we're gonna add in the arrows. Now, once again, two ways you can do this. You can get a white piece of paper, you can get a Sharpie, you can draw a few different arrows, take a picture of it with your phone, put it into the computer, but that's a lot of work. That's you know, once again, you might not really be good at drawing arrows. It might not look fantastic if that is a skill that you lack. So we're gonna go an easier way for the purposes of this demonstration, and I'm gonna go back on over to our handy friend Google and type in Sharpie arrow. I like this image right here. We are going to copy this image, and we're gonna go back on over to Photoshop, open up a new document, hit return, and we're gonna paste that in there. Then we can go ahead and zoom in. Then we're gonna get our magic wand tool here, which is a selection tool. And then you can go ahead and click on one of the arrows that you want to start off with. If you start making your selection and you realize you didn't get the whole thing you want, you can just hold down the Shift key on your keyboard and start clicking more areas. So you can click everything until everything's selected. Once you have your area selected that you want, you can hit Command or Control C, go back on out to your previous documents, and hit Controller Command V. Then we'll just hit Command T so we can find where it is. There we go. And we're gonna just drag the corner to make it bigger. All right. So now we've got a bigger looking arrow, but it is black. So we want this to be white to match the look of the text and the font that is in our image here. So we can go ahead and hit Command or Control I to invert that shape. But then you'll notice that it has a bit of a dark edge on the outside of it. So what I like to do here then is hit Controller Command U, which brings up the hue and saturation box, and then under the lightness, drag it all the way on over to white. So now you'll notice it's just a solid white Sharpie looking drawn arrow. So now we can just place it wherever we want to. So I'm gonna start off with the Feel World MA7. So I'm gonna rotate this and we're gonna just shrink it down a bit. So you just do this appropriately for the text, the amount of space you have there. Just size it how you want to fit your image and make it look good. So yeah, I don't want this to be too huge. I don't want it to be super thick. So this is the monitor right here. So I'm just gonna be having this arrow placed right here. So that's our first arrow. So now we're just gonna repeat this process for all the different spots of text and the arrows that we have in our photo. All right, and there you have it. Now that's our full photo with all the arrows, all the text pointing to all of the objects and the items in this photo. So it's honestly as simple as that. You literally just have to put the text on there, put on these Sharpie looking arrows, and you're pretty much good to go. So once again, take this concept and get creative with it. Don't just do exactly what I did here. Try to come up with a concept and apply it for your own photos that make sense for you. You could circle things in your image, draw little squiggly lines, create lines and arrows to create motion. You know, just think of anything possible and get creative with it. You are only limited by your creativity. So once again, I hope you take this concept and don't just copy exactly what I've done here, but apply these principles that you've learned here to create something awesome for yourself. And there you have it, guys. That is how to create these awesome creative looking photographs with this hand-drawn Sharpie type look that'll help boost your Instagram engagement and get you more likes, more comments, more shares, and just overall get you more engagement. I hope you liked this video. If you found it useful, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down below and leave me a comment letting me know what you thought. Do you want to see more videos like this one? Do you want to see more tutorials for Photoshop and photos that you can be sharing on your Instagram accounts? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, while you're at it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell notification icon to get notified every single time I drop new videos like this one. There's lots more cool stuff coming your way, so make sure you stay tuned. I'm Alex Perri, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!